All right, guys. So today we're just going to be discussing a little bit about the Pan Am Championships that I went to in Reno, in back in July now I think it was. Little late to the party on getting this guy out. By the way, show behind me, Reacher on Amazon Prime, fantastic. But anyways, I'm just here to talk to you about what I saw, what I learned. The biggest difference in bowling in different places. So, it was held in Reno, Nevada. We bowled in the National Bowling Stadium. I've only ever bowled there one other time, and I have to say it is probably the greatest bowling center that I've ever been to. Just an aesthetic purpose, super high ceilings. There's like approaches, everything's just so wide open and big there. Just they have such a fantastic facility going there that it is definitely probably the nicest bowling center that I've ever been to. I was in awe the first time. The second time was no different. So if you ever get a chance to bowl there, highly recommend. Thank you, first of all, to all the organizers, Sport Canada, FANA, BUFA, literally the center itself. Anybody that had a hand in allowing me to go represent Canada at this tournament, as well as who helped me on a personal level, and all the directors and the staff and everything else for that event. It was a fantastic event. Everything ran super smooth. There was really no issues. It just couldn't have been better. So thank you to all those people who put in all the hard work to allow us to go do what we do. So I was able to go away with, Alex Garreau. It was myself, Sly Young, Graham Faw, Darren Alexander, and we also had Nicholas Blagojevich was the other member of our team. I personally really struggled at this event. It was a very hard event for me from the standpoint of scoring pace was actually very high at this event. And when scoring pace is high and your look just isn't the greatest, your matchup isn't the greatest, it's not easy to deal with that. From a mental perspective, everything, it's very frustrating. Maybe could have taken a couple different balls. They might have given me a little bit of a different look. The main thing, though, for me personally, and I know Darren had kind of the same issue, was ball speed. Bowling in Southern Ontario, you are a product of your environment. Our environment, unfortunately, is one that is full of old lane surfaces and very early friction. We still have a wood house that we bowl at fairly regularly. I bowl Sunday mornings at Planet Bowl, where that surface actually hooks more than the wood surface does. We have tons of centers that just have a lot of early friction. So ball speed has become something for both of us that is very prevalent in our game. It's something that we both can take advantage of. And unfortunately in this tournament, more so for me than him, he was able to gear down enough to make his ball motion look pretty good for the most part. I know I struggled with it a lot, though. I could not get slow enough. My average ball speed is probably around, if you go miles per hour, it's about 16 and a half up to about 17. I can go as high as about 19 on the regular, and then I can go as low as about 15. I was throwing it pretty consistently around that 15 mark, and it was not slow enough. I tried using different surfaces. I tried adding more surface, which kind of ended up being the play. The play was slow hooking urethane. That's what it was. And it's the play that's on tour. It's the play that's in a lot of places, is to go out on these medium patterns that they put out, and they slow hook urethane because urethane controls the pocket. And The unfortunate thing with that for people like me is that, I'm older. I didn't grow up with purple hammers in my hand. I grew up with things like IQ tours and stuff like that in my hand. Um, the it has given me the next thing that I need to work on. Obviously, is to get slower ball speed. I'm a big guy. I work out all the time. I'm very strong, which promotes ball speed. I have very long arms because I'm very tall, so I create a lot of leverage, and those long arms just want to generate ball speed. Pretty much my body, the way it's built, and everything that I do is to generate ball speed. So going to a tournament where they're like, no, 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 ball speed's not very good, it's very, very frustrating, and it was a very frustrating tournament for me. The last couple days, with the exception of one game, and there was a reason why that one game was so bad. It was actually a purposeful reason. But at the end of the day, you know, the last day I finally matched up. I had 360 on my purple. I was able to slow hook it just enough. Felt like I was doing absolutely nothing to the ball. It was very hard to repeat, but we finally got there. We had a decent look. We were able to average 200 for the team day, even though I didn't bowl part of the team day. And it's a win to take away. It's a good positive standpoint. It's just an unfortunate tournament. I've had a lot of time to reflect on it. Obviously, bowling season has started. There's been quite a few things going on. That's why this video is a little late coming out. But there's a lot of positives. Like, I was able to maintain a good attitude for my teammates, as much as it was just very frustrating all week. And all I wanted to do was rearrange the bowling center. As much as I love it, I didn't. Had to stay positive. I got to play cheerleader, which is a very different role for me. Just trying to be the best teammate that I could. I'm very happy that the group of guys were able to bring us home a silver medal. The part that a lot of people don't see is the mental part on the other side of this, right? Like, I got a silver medal from this team, from this event. If I had to sit there and tell you, did I earn it? I have two answers, because it's one part of me says that, the way I was able to support my teammates and be that good teammate and everything else, I 100% earned it. Anybody that knows me personally knows that I'm a very fiery person, lots of energy, sometimes it's negative energy. I know that I have the ability to tear down a team at any time with my energy. I also know I have the ability to pick up a team at any time with my energy. I decided at this event that I was going to just make sure I picked my team up. So from that standpoint, that's a big win for me personally, and makes me feel like I earned that medal. But the competitor in me, if anybody, again, the people that know me, know what a bulldog I am, know how much I want to win. I always want to bowl well. And man, it's hard, because as a competitor, I don't feel like I earned this medal. I don't feel like I deserve this silver medal that I have at home. It's kind of why it's not on screen. It's something, I have it set in a place that I get to look at it every day, and I get to decide, did I earn this? Did I not earn this? It's very, very difficult. It's a very difficult position to be in. It's hard. I've never been in a position like this before, where I feel so conflicted. And that plays on your psyche a lot, guys. Like, don't take it light. When you're competing at this level, I mean, in a tournament like that, bowling good is almost everything. And when you don't bowl well, but you still get something out of it, it's a really, really interesting feeling. Because my previous experiences, I went away to Puerto Rico for my first one, bowled really well. I was the only Canadian that made the Masters cut. I finished 4th in singles. I didn't come away with a medal, but I bowled really well. That was a win. Went away to Cali, Colombia. Our team won a gold medal or a silver medal in teams. Sorry. And I bowled really well. I was able to make Masters again at that tournament. Got beat out 1 round shy of, medaling in Masters when they had it. So, again, like I felt like, going into a tournament, going into team event, shooting back-to-back 700 series for 3 games, really helped propel. I felt like, I definitely deserved that medal. The next year, went away to Mixed Worlds, had a terrible year, bowled like crap, and at that time, it was just like I bowled so bad, and it was like didn't come away with anything because the team didn't come away with anything, and I was fine with that. No confliction. It was like you don't deserve anything. You averaged like 180 for the tournament. That's not good enough at this level. Then me and my doubles partner Art go away to Brazil. We won a bronze medal in doubles and at Champion of Champions, and I won a silver medal in all events. And I was able to shoot 250 the last 2 games of doubles that propelled us into a bronze medal. I believe it was by like 12 pins. And, because Art was kind of shooting like his 190-2-0, that was all he had. And then that 250 jumped me from 4th to 2nd for all events because it was that bunched up. That year, Matt Russo was there and he was just steamrolling them. And again, like those are medals that I feel it's earned. This is the first time that I've come away from a competition where I have something and I'm like, I don't really feel like I necessarily earned this, but at the same time I do. It's a very difficult thing to go through and to feel into and to relive. So, the experience was good. It was great to learn a lot. It was great to have show a different side of myself to people. There's a side of me that's trying to come out a little bit more, the softer side. It was really nice to be able to show that to people, show that to my teammates. It was really nice to watch them have so much success. Graham had a great look from day one. Left side was a lot more friendly, we'll say, in that center. But he still bowled awesome, had great matchups all week, and he was a great leader for our team. I got to watch Nicholas and what he could do with that purple because he's grown up with it, pretty much. He bowls 5 days a week. I know he practices a lot and he gets to do a lot with that ball. And watching somebody slow hook it the way he was, as deep as he was, and still get that ball to strike and do the things that it needs to do, it was pretty fucking impressive. I watched Darren. His look was either like for a long time was either great or bad. It was great more of the time than it was bad, but when it was bad, it was really bad. The last couple days, I just don't think his look wasn't really great nor bad. It was just, in between. And so for what he had out there, I feel like he bowled phenomenal. I watched Alex and Sly go to their first tournament as adults. I mean, it was Nicholas's first tournament too, but Alex really struggled the first day, and then watching him bounce back the way that he did, the kid has a lot of guts, and I think he's going to be a great future for that team. And Sly, he was so convinced that he had to throw urethane because we had practiced beforehand and gone away and everything. And constant reminding of him of like, no, this pattern's kind of playing more to like what you like to do. He didn't bowl great the singles day. He bowled better the doubles day, but it still wasn't great. We got to the trios day, and he started with an NV tour. Was nice and relaxed when he throw it. It gave him good shape. So all the talking to in the hotel room, and then when he finally saw it on the lane, he was able to go out and throw finally through reactive and had 100 over day. And it was like, it was so good to see him bowl really well as well. To get out of his own way. We all know, any bowler knows that it's so hard to get out of your own way sometimes. You have it like, oh, it should be doing this. Well, just because it should be doing it doesn't mean it's going to do it. And you need to be able to improvise. And I think, especially when you get tricked into the look of like, oh, it's close, but it's not quite there, it just, that's a hard thing to overcome. So I was really, really proud of the guys for all that, for their looks, the mentality that they had, the way that they bowled. It was really special to be a part of it. So I really, really enjoyed the experience. It is a little frustrating too, from a bowling standpoint. It kind of brings me back to a whole thing of like, USBC and Chad Murphy and them, and their really poor decision to remove weight holes from balls. That's why urethane's been so prevalent, and this is kind of what frustrates me with bowling. And I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but used to be able to put weight holes in balls. So one of my favorite layouts, as a lot of people, was the Rico. It's pretty much your pin in the middle of the palm, CG down here, and then you put a hole in the bottom. Those balls rolled fairly similar to what urethane balls do, but with reactive. And you could put them on stronger balls, you could put them on weaker balls, you could put that layout on anything, and it usually rolled pretty good. As soon as they took weight holes out, those balls now, they don't do the same thing. You can still use the layout, but like, it's not nearly as effective. So now we have urethane that comes out because it has to give us the shape, because you can't create the shape with layouts anymore. And even a combination of layouts and hand doesn't allow you to create that shape. And then they're complaining that urethane balls are getting too soft, and they don't want this and they don't want that with them. And it's just like, you guys need to like decide, because you're going to put patterns out that are going to call for these type of shapes. So it's either we're going to throw reactive balls that have weight holes in them to give us those shapes, or you're going to turn around and have to allow urethane balls and softer covers and all the things. It's one of the two options. They're always going to find a way to do it and figure it out, but it's, taking all that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Ever since they did it, I've been very unhappy about the decision. It is what it is. Obviously, I've found a way around it, but at the same time, like, we're still learning through that process. But yeah, it's overall, it's a great experience. I learned a lot. My spare shooting was absolutely atrocious, so that's something I need to make sure that I really get tightened up for this season. I'm usually a really good spare shooter, but it was just that week. A lot of frustration, a lot of being grabby with the ball. Not good. Doesn't make for high scores, doesn't make for a lot of anything other than more frustration. So, this is something too for you guys, right? Like, you want to learn how to you want to know how to practice and stuff like that. That's kind of what this video is going out for. When you go bowl at different centers, depending on where you go, like the last few tournaments that I've been in the States, there's been a lot of volume in the front part of the lane. You have to have a very soft ball speed to allow the ball to read the right part of the lane. I have not bowled very good the last few times I've been in the States for that reason. So it's something that we know we need to work on and get better at. If we go to warm climate places, like anytime I've been Colombia, Puerto Rico, some of those places where there's more humidity, we usually get more hook in the front. It means you need your ball speed to be higher. So when you're practicing and you're trying to find ranges with ball speed, you're trying to find different hand positions, all these things. Remember, no range is ever too big. If you can throw a strike ball 21 miles an hour and throw it good, and then slow it down and throw it 12, that's great. Because you will be able to bull on more things over time than most people will with that. So yeah, that's just kind of my recap of Pan Am Championships, of what it was like to be at the team, just kind of what I saw. I'm not gonna go into score details too much, but like, best looks for me was Purple Hammer. My Widow 2.0 actually rolled really well there. If I could have taken some different balls, I probably would have taken an Extreme Envy and an Envy Tour. I felt like a lot of the time, some of the shinier balls that I had, or some of the balls that I brought, were too much core and cover, and then it was like the other shapes were too quick. NV Tours, I think, would have been really good. I even think my Hazmat, because as much as it is a quicker shape, like, it's not, the layout and stuff on it, it's a little more tamed. I took a lot of stuff that had your 5-inch pins, things like that go long and back end really hard, so you had to be even softer, but then when it saw friction, it just wanted to go dead left off of it. Tried hitting them with surface to slow that down, but then they were getting to be a little bit too lazy down lane and too quick, and it was hard to find the right combination with those. At the end, Purple Hammer slow hooking it was kind of the answer at 360. And it is what it is. Like, it's, like I said, I'm proud of my team for bringing home a silver medal, and that's the thing that matters most. But I think that's going to be it for this one. That's just kind of my recap for the video. Guys, Kurt, I saw your comment. Next time I go out and I practice, I will do a mic'd up practice for you. As you can tell, I think it's a great idea for a video. Ball speed's definitely going to be one of the things but that I work on. But yeah, next time I actually do go out and practice, I will do that. And yeah, other than that, guys, like, that's going to be the end of the video today. I hope that you can take something away from this, learn something from it. It's kind of why I'm putting these out. Always remember, your attitude can directly affect the people around you. So be the change that you want to see in the world. Be the person that you want to be. If everybody else around you is miserable and you decide that you're going to be happy, that will rub off on other people. If everybody else around you is happy, you decide that you're going to be miserable, that will rub off on other people. So, let's just go be the people that we want to be. And yeah, hopefully you guys can take something away from this. We'll see you in the next one. Later.